Hello everyone, welcome back again to Serifki channel. Today we are going to discuss about the providing and asking for one's opinion and thought. In providing and asking for one's opinion or thought, I give you some a model dialogue like you have to practice with your friend or with your family's member. Hi Sophia, you are sitting here all alone. Why don't you stay with those girls? Hi Jan, in my opinion, it doesn't make any sense if we sit together, but we are busy with our cell phones. So I'm sitting here memorizing vocabulary than playing with my phone. It's much beneficial. You're right. Several people believe that a smartphone may keep people away. That's the reason I don't open my phone before the class starts. I prefer chatting with friends to playing with my phone. So do I. I'd like to point out that I'm here not only to study but also to develop my social relationship. I want to have lots of friends by joining this course. By the way, why don't you ask them to stop playing with their phones? Sorry, that's not my business. I shouldn't bother them. Yeah, you are able to practice with your friends or with your family's member. And I provide you some questions and you have to answer based on the following or based on the previous dialogue. Like where does the dialogue happen? When does it occur? What does Sophia like? What is the synonym of the bother? And the last is what can you learn from the dialogue? Here I would like to give you some expressions, how personal opinions or how you want to express about the general thought. The first, in personal opinion, you are able to say like, in my opinion, I think I'd say that I want to point out that I believe that what I mean is, or I suppose. In general thought, you are able to say that it is thought that, or many people say that, it is considered, it is generally accepted that, and most people do not agree, or several people believe. Okay. And for the expression to ask for one's opinion or thought, you are able to say like, what do you think about? Or what's your opinion, or what's your view about? Or what do you mean? Or what would you say about that? And here also the expressions to respond to a person's opinion or thought. If you agree, you are able to say of course, or exactly, or you're right. Yes, agree. I think so. That's a good point. I don't think so either. So do I, or neither do I. When you disagree about the opinions or someone's opinion, you are able to say that that's different, or I don't agree with you. However, blah 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 blah. That's not entirely true. Or on the contrary, blah 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 blah. Or I'm sorry to disagree with you, but blah 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 blah. And yes, but don't you think blah blah blah. And when you also want to express your agreement and disagreement, I would like to compare starting from the more formal and become less formal. Let's check it out. For the complete agreement, you are able to say like, I agree completely, or that's just what I think, of course. In my opinion, you're correct. I couldn't agree more. You're right. Sure. Okay. for the tentative agreement, you are able to say, I suppose you're right. Or, well, maybe. Starting from up and down, it is like a more formal, and sure, it is like a less formal for a complete agreement. And how we disagree, how we express about our direct agreement. You are able to say, I'm sorry, but I have to disagree. I couldn't disagree more. I refuse to believe that. No, what's wrong? You are dead wrong. Not. No way. Aha. Some expressions also I provide you for direct agreement. I'm sorry, but I've to disagree. It is more formal, and aha, it is like a less a formal expressions of a direct agreement. And for the indirect disagreement, you are able to say like, I'm not sure I can agree. I wonder if there is a mistake. In my opinion, are you absolutely sure? Or that really surprised me. I may be wrong, but I thought, really? Oh, I don't know. Yes, but all of them are the expressions to show about the indirect disagreement. And let's to move to the expressions of the agreement and disagreement. When you want to say agree, you are able to say, I agree. I know what you mean. I think so too. That's for sure. Right on. Certainly. Okay with me. Fine with me. I agree to do so. I'll go along with that. And it's a deal. For disagreeing or refusing the expressions, the verse is like, you are able to say, I don't agree. Or, I disagree. I don't think so. I'm not sure. I find I can agree with you. I can agree to that. I can go along with you on that. I refuse. No way. No deal. All of them are the expressions to show about disagreeing or refusing. And let's practice with your friends about the model dialogues. And remember that you are a group of businessmen are discussing a decision. There are two discussions here. Sorry, there are two persons here and discuss about the businessman discussing a decision. Okay. And the second model dialogue, it is like there are three persons here discuss about the club president is asking for the members agreement to a plane. Okay, you try to practice with your friend. Okay, I think that's all. And for the speaking one, okay, try to complete like fill in the blank here, and you practice with your friend or with your family's member. The situations one here. And the different situation or situation 2 would be like this. and please answer this question. In the different situations you have to answer this using your own thought or using your opinion, or maybe you use the expressions of agreeing or disagreeing. I provide you some questions and you have to answer using the expressions what we learned for the previous lesson. Okay, please write it on your notebook. And you also practice the model dialogues, like a husband comes in and shows his wife his new haircut. It is the conversations between husband and wife. And the second dialogue, it is a salesman is talking with a middle-aged man and his wife. So you have to create with the three people here. Okay, and another model dialogues, you two factory workers are talking during break time. So you practice with your pairs. You create in pairs. Okay, and then please you complete this form. Circle your preferences in the left column, add others if you wish, then write out your favorites in the right column. Please you provided your paper and pen. For your preferences, maybe like the kind of film I like best: comedies, horror films, love story, adventure films, science fiction films, other. You have to circle 1, 2 or 3. And for the right column, you have to give some your opinion. For example, like my favorite film is a comedy because blah 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 and blah blah blah. Okay, next. In the last of these discussions today, we make up the conversations based on the following situation, like you create with your friend, you create your friends, or you create some model dialogue. There is a situations like you are at a party talking with a sport car enthusiast. You ask him or her about his or her likes and dislikes. Or you are shopping for a shirt in a fashionable shop. The salesperson has taken out 10 or 15 shirts. He wants to know which you prefer. And the third role play is like a couple are in restaurant. The waiter brings the dessert card and asks about preferences. Okay. Please you create like a model dialogue expressing about their opinions, expressing about the agreement or disagreement, or dislike or preferences, expressions what we have learned for the previous discussion. I think today that's all about our lessons. If this video is useful enough, don't forget you have to subscribe, share, and like. See you for the next lesson.